never starve. Like starvation is not the solution. Even if somebody wants to control their symptoms of the illness, or somebody wants to do a weight loss, as simple as those things, but eating the right thing, right amount and right time. These are the three things is the utmost understanding. Right ingredients at right quantity and at right time.
Eyes open, hearts ready. Welcome to Wellness Deconstructed. I am Zia Jaffer, and together we're stepping into the arena of authentic well-being. Myth-busting, truth-seeking, and definitely life-changing. Break free, live boldly. It's time for a conscious uprising. Welcome to Wellness Deconstructed. Today, our guest is my Ayurvedic mentor, who is a certified naturopath and third-generation Ayurvedic practitioner, having additional education in Hatha Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Pilates, mobility and movement, and hence also an international yoga instructor and wellness specialist. She's also certified in vibrational sound therapy and sound meditation with gong and singing bowls. She takes pride in helping and consulting people to achieve balance in their life in these current modern times. And that is Seema Jasani. Welcome, Seema.
Hello, thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. It's such a pleasure to have you here because I know we've been working together for a really long time, and you've been my mentor through my whole certification and everything. Yes. And I always talk about Ayurveda, but it's such a mysterious concept in this side of the world. I know you and I come from India, so it's such a common lifestyle practice that we adapt on a daily basis. But here it's not talked about enough. It's not, people are not aware about it.
Yes.
Yes. So let's start with talking about what exactly is Ayurveda.
So Ayurveda is like a alternate medicine science. But if we go from the word of Ayurveda, so Ayur is the word from Sanskrit, and it is the English translation for Ayur is the life. So it's the life science. So Ayurveda, Veda is a science. So Ayurveda is like a life science, and it is been mentioned in the Vedas, particularly in the Rig Vedas, which is the Asian all the Vedas, all the information which has been preserved from many years. So Ayurveda is been mentioned in those Rig Vedas and as a sub Vedas almost 5,000 years ago. So this is a very very ancient, and also it's been hands over to given to a generation the information, and now it has come up in a better way, and people like you is doing a good job for promoting these kind of a concept in our modern life, because nobody wants to have a restriction forever in the life, but you can change your lifestyle, and then you can add on the certain age-old, and also it prevents many diseases, and also creates the mental health, mental wellness, and the bodily wellness as well, of course. So it is a combination of both.
Yeah, I love that. It's the science of life, and how you said, preventative. The approach is preventative rather than treatment. It tells correct. You to more be have a lifestyle that prevents you from having diseases,
yeah,
rather than having to treat them when they're
and even in Ayurveda, whenever if we consult people or when we try to treat people, then it is more on a root cause rather than suppressing the systems.
Exactly.
So that's the beauty of Ayurveda. I can say that in a layman language. It's a beauty of Ayurveda to have the even if someone has a little issues or maybe as little as a head pain. It's a very simple thing. And in a modern science, you can take a painkiller and then suppress the symptoms.
Yeah.
But because anyone can have a head pain due to many various reasons. Maybe they have they have like a compromised digestive system as an example, or they are dominated by so much of a imbalance of a Vata dosha, which in our conversation I can explain to you as well. So certain doshas or your bodily constitution are heavier. If you are in a stress and a tension, many things can be possible for a simple as a head pain. But in Ayurveda, then we try and go to the root cause and why is the head is paining for a person A and person B,
Exactly.
and the outcome is a head pain, but the consequences or the root cause might be different for two different individuals.
Exactly. Like the reason for your headache and my headache might be completely different. But like pharmaceutically, like the medication is just one to given to you or given to me.
That's correct.
And it actually doesn't address the issue.
Root
It
cause,
just suppresses
because
the
some
issue.
can have insomnia as an example, which is like a sleep disorder.
Yeah.
And then also you can have a heavy head or a head pain. Some have maybe a constipation as an example, as simple things, or maybe a food which is not compatible to each other, like a wrong food ingredients been eaten together.
Yeah.
Then also this kind of a reaction can be possible. So there is many different possibilities for a one issue.
Yeah, and I really like that Ayurveda doesn't allow you to compare. Like, I feel like it's every body is different. And
So that's the basic principle of Ayurveda. Ayurveda is not one size fits to all.
Exactly.
We can say in that,
Yeah.
like some related layman language in that
Yeah.
situation. So how we are unique for our color, for our hair, for our height, our body, our mentality, our mental strength, everything, every human being existing in this world are different.
yes, everyone has a unique
So
constitution.
Ayurveda consider that as a one individual human being is a different constitution to the other. So internal body. So whenever there is, and then they have a unique constitution of the body, how we divide to have an idea about what kind of a body and what kind of a prakriti, what we call it in Sanskrit, which is like your constitution and your body, what is suiting you and what is not, which we can decide with checking the pulses. So we call it a nadi pariksha, and then that's how we can have the three different doshas in Ayurveda, which is the Vata dosha, Pitta dosha, and a Kapha dosha. Vata dosha is of course the word of Sanskrit, but Vata stands for Vayu, meaning airy tendency. For someone can have that, and then the Kapha, it's also a stand for the more of a watery mucousy tendency of a personality, and the Pitta is also stand by not fire, meaning the digestive fire here in this reference, but the fire is the energy of anyone and all that. So that relates with the temperature, energy, and the digestive fires as well along with it. So these are the three doshas, which is the main concept of Ayurveda. Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. These are the three doshas. People can have the one dosha as their main constitution, or they can have the two combination of the doshas as well. And all three doshas together is called Tridosha, which is three doshas in layman language translation.
Nice. And I know that the Vedas wrote this not out of anywhere, but they related it to the elements of the earth, right?
That's again Ayurveda it has its own pillar, and we call it those Pancha Mahabhuta, which is again Sanskrit word, but if we translate that to an English version, then it's a 5 pillar, 5 cosmic element.
Exactly.
And Ayurveda believes ourself, meaning a mankind or any living creature in this planet, are made from that Pancha Mahabhuta, and also around us in this existing planet there is a Pancha Mahabhuta existence. Yes. And also with if we can go more deeper to understand as well, in every different respective religion also we then go towards that one of the Mahabhuta, one of the cosmic element. When we depart, our soul depart from this world.
Definitely.
So you can relate with that.
Yeah.
And that Pancha Mahabhuta is 5 cosmic elements. If one is water with jala, we say jala, but jal translate to the water as a word in English. Then Mother Earth, The Prithvi is a mother earth. Then ether, it's a Akasha. So those are the three element. And fire, which is a digestive fire, or a ojas or a tej, what we call it in Ayurvedic language, to your body. And a water is a jal, which is water. So all five mahabhutas, meaning five element, is within ourselves as well as a living creature in this planet. And it is around us as well. We do have a air around us, we do have a mother earth, we do have a ether, we do have a water, and we do have a fire around us as well. Within ourselves as well, we do have a fire as a digestive fire, or what we call it in our immune system, our tej and our ojas.
Yeah, I love that because the planet is made with these five elements and we are made of the planet. So we also have all these five elements.
That's correct.
But what Ayurveda says is that your constitution might have a dominance of a few elements, and that's how your body might be characterized, right?
That's correct. So the main aspects of Ayurveda to understand in layman language, or to understand in our routine life, is like three doshas and panch mahabhutas. So those are the elements described, or to have a more basic but detailed information about how you can understand yoga and how you can relate with Ayurveda, yoga, and those things. Because now we come to Ayurveda to a yoga as an example, then they are sister science. Because if you think about it now, understanding the Ayurveda a bit about it, and then we can understand the basic thing is to how you can harmonize, or how basic is the involuntary organs and the activities of the body can have the balance and harmony. And that is what is been created by yoga as well. So yoga and Ayurveda then fall under the sister science. They go parallel, hand in hand. You can't say one is more heavier than the other one, but both goes hand in hand.
Yeah, because Ayurveda is a lifestyle and it definitely includes movement as well, right?
That's correct.
And movement according to your body type again. Like, I'm a Vata person. If I go running, my joints are going to take a beating.
It will aggravate your vata in that situation, because of too much of a movement and too much of a movement of air, meaning the oxygen, and too much movement of the blood, meaning rakta. So that goes against your constitution. So in that situation, as an example, if you are a vata, and we in past we have discussed this a lot, so pranayamas or a meditation, it is much better and a more better for a vata dominated personality, because then you can grounded your thoughts. Then you can grounded your involuntary activities, and creating the vital balancing atmosphere within the involuntary activities being performed by your organs. So it is like something giving a better option or a better environment to get a better outcome.
Yeah, definitely. Before we jump into the exercise bit, because I see we're going there, I just wanted to talk about how we are born with a certain prakriti, which is certain combination of the doshas.
That's correct.
And then how we go out of balance if you're not living according to that.
So as we discuss as like three doshas as Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. So then Ayurveda decides based on the pulses and the pulse rates. Any Ayurvedic practitioners can do that consultation, and that's how you get your constitution, your dominated doshas, and that's how that is your prakriti, meaning that is the way of your internal body is made at the time when your existence happen, or anybody's existence happens at that time. So if you are, as an example, or Vata dominated, then you can do something which is grounding the airy tendency in the body. If you are a Kapha dominated, which is more of a mucus and more of a lazier feeling within the body, and that's not complaining for one type of a mankind, but Kapha is a more related with a water and a mucousy tendency in the body. So in that situation, they can do a Surya Namaskar as good as simple as that. If those who have a Kapha dominated personality, and they can balance their Kapha dosha, as an example. Those who have a Pitta, they can have like a pranayamas, anulom vilom, certain pranayamas like a C3 and a Sitakari, which makes them a more balancing out for their by default tendency as a body, as a mankind, and then you can control those things. and create the more balance to your day-to-day life. That's simple. So it is a simple thing. Anyone can go to any Ayurvedic wellness center, and then they can find out their doshas or their prakrutis in that manner, and that they get an idea about it, how a simple thing they can add or alter as well in that situation, either altering the element or adding the element, and then you can have the more balance in day-to-day life, from your stress to your struggle for digestion, as an example, or to have like so much anxiety in that manner.
Yeah.
Because some people have a tendency of lots of thinking, lots of thoughts. Yeah, but you cannot implement lots of thoughts. Yeah, you can think maybe 10,000 thoughts, and then that makes your mind more anxious, and then you feel stressed out. But when there is a real implementing the ideas, it will very little. So all those exercise is tiring to a brain. Yeah, and then it affects the anxiety, or sometimes people get the ambitious people get depressed about it. Oh, I can't do anything. I'm thinking this, but it's not getting executed. This not happening. This is not happening. So
because they're out of balance.
Yes, unnecessary. Right? You are more conscious for no reason, and it is not required. Rather, you are damaging your internal system.
Yeah, that's really interesting. But I'll just pause it here because it started raining, and we can close the curtains a bit because the thing looks really bad. Alrighty.
Okay.
But to put it in a practical sense, like how I apply it in my life, the elements and how we go out of balance. So when I was born, I was a balanced Vata Pitta person, but
that's correct.
As we grow, because of the stresses of the life and not knowing what to eat, how to, what kind of activities
and how we are born uniquely as well. Like everybody is different with the color, with the hair, as I said, the height, the body, the mentality. All that also makes your personality or different personality for one person.
Yeah, and firstly, knowing that is important. And then over time, because you don't know that, you go out of balance. And then you get all these different problems. Like for me, it's like anxiety, overthinking, dry skin,
dry hair, or lots of thoughts, and sometimes also constipation or getting affected for the digestions as well.
Yeah, like bloating and stuff like that,
all
right?
that. So, like more of an airy tendency, gets more aggravated.
Yeah, so that's when I understand that, okay, I was supposed to be a balanced Vata Pitta person, but now I'm becoming imbalanced because the air element in my body is disturbed.
That's correct.
And that's why, like, the normal cycle of digestion, my normal cycle of thinking, anxiety, everything is acting up because of this
overall
excess
the personality outcome is affected.
Exactly.
So there is a symptoms and little signs like this, and then people have to understand that, and then they can put this Ayurvedic understanding in their knowledge and then day-to-day life to come out of it, because coming out of aggravating one of the dosha, initially it's not an illness.
Yeah.
But if you don't look and if you don't treat that, it can lead to some consequences. I will not title it out as an illness, but of course some consequences in your smooth day-to-day life.
Definitely, and I do think aggravated Vata over a long period of time eventually leads to dementia, Alzheimer's, all these things, because you have anxiety and overthinking.
That is what we are talking about, the extreme
extreme
situation.
Untreated, if it's untreated for years.
For years and years.
So
so one should not get freaked out.
Yeah. No, but it's a good thing to be aware of, that look, if I'm off balance, then it's important for me to bring myself into balance before it gets to a point where it's irreversible or it's going to be just treatment based.
That's correct.
And it's just like managing the symptoms, not changing your lifestyle.
So in this conversation, we can also discuss about the another main aspects to add on Ayurvedic lifestyle in your modern day-to-day routine. It's the Dincharya and Riticharya. Dincharya meaning a day routine of Ayurvedic style, and a Ritucharya meaning different seasons. So that again, if we go back to our basic conversation or the beginning conversation, if you think about it, that is, we are made out of Panch Mahabhuta. And we do have Panchamahabhuta around us as well. So when the Ritu, meaning the weather, the season, it gets changed, of course the temperature outside is different, as like how we have a rain going on right now. So rainy season, summer season, or winter season, though in staying in Mombasa we don't have a much winter though, but in general I'm saying, so the different season and different months, different days and different phase of the season, also you can acknowledge those things to have the better balance. And as simple as that.
Definitely. And I feel like Ayurveda is all about that, like daily rituals, seasonal rituals, according to your body type, so that you can bring yourself into harmony with the elements of the earth.
That's good.
Because I feel like we're meant to be in harmony with things around
us and within us.
Yes.
Because our mind, our body, and our soul. And then when we have a more harmony to those three elements, it's the ultimate stage you can think about it for yourself.
Definitely. So what are the different most common stresses that you see in your clients in this day and age?
Time management. That's one of the things. As well as even the food. Most of the people don't have even a basic idea about what food is beneficial at what time. It's as simple as that. As an example, many people have a fruit on a lunch or a dinner table. And I've seen that.
Yeah.
and fruit is supposed to be consumed by itself. You can't have a food and fruit combination.
Definitely.
Yeah. So things like that. And as simple as in, I wanted to have a water, but like water, people have the water, 1 glass or 1 cup of water at a go. Have the water.
Sip at a time.
Sip by sip. That's the best way to nourish yourself. So it's something very simple thing, but as long as if they have an idea, they can implement. It's not a big deal. Also, the water, always have it when you are seated position. So the water can nourish all the entire internal organs before it go down to a lower part of the body. Your body, meaning your liver, your gut, requires the water nourishment. So these are the simple element, and we try and promote it whenever we get a chance in this kind of a stage or a platform as well, to reach out to more people, to understand the smallest thing.
Yeah, and I feel like food is the most important thing we put in our body to nourish ourselves. And we're going wrong. The food we eat, how we eat, what we combine it with. It's like sometimes it's like rotting in our gut without even being absorbed into our blood as
so nutrients. In Ayurveda, it's to be said, like generally, and I've been hearing that like many people, they said you are what you eat, and that's the very whatever. But in Ayurveda, we rephrase it a bit more in a detail. You are what you digest. So there's one thing, you have a knowledge, you are privileged to have the good ingredients, then you have that, consume that. But now, is your involuntary activities, meaning digestion, palpitation, distribution, is as accurate as you want to have and observe all the minerals, vitamins and nutrients. So that's another thing. So that's when again this dosha comes, because if you are in a balancing dosha, of course your involuntary activities will be at checkpoint, at as accurate as it can, and then that simplest ingredients can give you the best out of it.
So the first step is to find out what
is your constitution, you are what body type, and then once you have that idea, you can then implement the routine supporting that sort of a constitution, that sort of a dosha of yours, and then you create the more balance, and then have the best ingredients, meaning a vital. And sometimes best ingredients, saying that some people think, oh, you are on an Ayurvedic lifestyle, so must be eating too much of a salad. But then of a certain people, we always say no raw food, because it's very heavy in digestion. It is a toll on your gut to digest and break down, and then your digestion actually does not start at the stomach or a gut. For us Ayurvedic people, your digestion starts in your mouth. Saliva is there, been given by our creator to break down your
Enzymes.
bite of the food, and then chew it to make it as liquidized as possible, and then you can drink. So then other way around, in sometimes we can say you can chew your water, meaning have a sip of water, keep it in your mouth, and then slowly take it back, and then drink your food, meaning make it a smoothie consistency in your mouth only. So the gut doesn't have to do overtime for you to break it down.
And you have energy to do other things.
Exactly.
Right?
And
because I know a lot of the times what happens is when you eat a heavy meal, or especially when we eat meat, like you feel so lousy afterwards.
that's correct. And then consider thinking of that, our famous Ayurvedic food, khichdi.
Yeah.
And it's so light.
Yes. And it like gets digested very quickly, but also like you feel so much lighter afterwards.
Definitely.
It's about trying to also balance your energy levels, because like I feel like after eating a heavy meal, all your bodily energy is going to your gut, and then your body has no energy to function, like think, especially after work, you know, like when you're at work.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
after lunch, there's like what do they call it? Like post lunch slump.
Yes, yeah.
So, and that's so common because we don't understand we're eating food that is not right for our body.
So that food is not creating the energy which is supposed to be done in that manner. So your food is your energy. So again, one more thing, discussing this, or maybe listening this particular one more thing, never starve. Like starvation is not the solution. Even if somebody wants to control their symptoms of the illness, or somebody wants to even do a weight loss, as simple as those things, but eating the right thing, right amount, and right time. These are the three things is the utmost understanding. Right ingredients at right quantity and at right time. Then they will be converting the best energy, where you can be positive, you can be creative from your mind, which is the better mental health for anyone can have. They have a more energy to do their day-to-day routine, or whatever the physical activities they are into, and they have a better sleep as well. So there is no toll on your gut for keep doing or keep forcing the element or the activities for a more difficult digestion. So everything remains in so nicely in balance, because simple food, it gets absorbed nicely, all nutrient being taken in a correct way, distributing in a way. So starting from your mental health to reproductive energy, everything comes from the food.
That's amazing. Like food is like the
Food is everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
It's the most important thing, yet we do like the little
Sometimes
bits wrong, and like we
overlook that
system up.
aspects. And to being a healthy, you don't really need to worry about some fancy ingredients, or you have to spend a lot of money behind that. As simple as grounded as you can. And again, if I'll take you to the Pancha Mahabhuta, the 5 cosmic element, what we discussed earlier. So Mother Earth, eat the food or the ingredients more from what Mother Earth is offering us, because that is for our nourishment, more than a packet food or a ready-made food or overcooked items, or something which is like a still food, like a dead food. I always say, keeping it in a frozen way or keeping it in a ready-made packet, and anything and everything which is the freshly warm and nourishing food, no one can replace that.
Yeah, for sure. But what about like in this day and age, we're always going out of the house to eat, like, you know, and it's kind of unavoidable to go out and eat, because it's a part of socializing.
That's
right?
correct.
So how should we adapt to that?
So as an example, if I will say you are invited for a dinner or a party, which is, of course, it will not start at 6:00.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can always have like something warm and a light food, or something like as simple as khichdi. I will always promote the khichdi, and it's my favorite food as well. So you can have a small bowl of a khichdi at the supper time or at the sunset time, which will be nourishing and giving a little much needed staying awake energy as well, and you'll not become a cranky and energyless or a moodless, and then you will not indulge so much of unhealthy food when you go in a party or a function. So you can always control on those kind of things. Staying in a get together or a party in a modern life, you can't avoid, but you can always have the room temperature water rather than having all those unhealthy sugary drinks, as an example. And you can still be social. You can still enjoy all those modern life aspects as well, and you can remain in the modern life, but have another one is a main word we can say in Ayurveda. It's teaching you a self-discipline, self-control. So you have a self-control on what to eat, how much to eat, and what not to indulge. That's all about.
That's really cool. But people like me, we don't have that much self-control. No. But what I was saying is, like, especially with my pregnancy right now, like I crave, for example, say Chinese food, right? And I know that it might not be made with like the cleanest oils or the cleanest ingredients, but I go and I have it because that's my craving at a certain point in my life. Or even the at-home Chinese is not tasting as good as the one outside. So what would we do after that to assist our body?
As an example, you are aware about it. Maybe you must have had some overwhelming food. I will not title it out as unhealthy because that's too much. But we can say overwhelming food to the body. And then you can always have the spices which is supporting your digestion or eliminating all your toxins. Instead of you feel the bloated, as an example, right after those heavy, unhealthy or overwhelming meal, you can have after 25 to 30 minutes, you can have a warm water with the cardamom. Cardamom is the one spice I always suggest everybody, and it's something which anybody can take it. Whether, as an example, you are pregnant, so in that also you are allowed to have a pinch of cardamom in a lukewarm water for 30 minutes after your overwhelming heavy meals. And then that will help you to break down all the ingredients or the food particles which is there in your gut, which is overwhelming for the gut as well to receive so many foods, so many different ingredients at a go in your gut. So it can be helpful to dissolve in a better way, and then eventually prevent a feeling bloating or a lazy lethargic feel for the lower abdominal area or a gut area.
What are the top spices that you would recommend people to use in their house?
So in generalize, of course, again, it goes for the person according to their constitution, according to their prakriti, and according to the constitution, meaning their doshas. But here, if we are talking about generalize, then cardamom is the one thing which anybody can use, and it can be used as how I said in a lukewarm water or a hot water after your heavy meals. That is the one thing. Then coriander seeds is another thing. Cumin seeds is another simple thing which you will get it in from your kitchen pantry or your spice box, and very easy to get it, very simple to get it in every country, every places. And so cumin water is another option, or another thing. You can always have a cumin water throughout the day, twice or thrice in a day, with the lukewarm water with the cumin seeds soaked in it, and then sip that by sip, and it creates the more saliva in your mouth. It creates the more enzymes when it's required for gut to break down the ingredients, and it ease out your bloating. So cumin seeds, coriander seeds, cardamom, that is something which is very common from your kitchen. For anyone to understand, anyone to procure those things, it's easy to use. And there are certain leaves as well. What we promote is the curry leaves. Very common. We use it in our Asian cooking, in our Indian cooking, the tadka time and all that. Then that sweet neem, also it's called sweet limdo, and things like. So chew those things. Even basil, tulsi, in that manner, what we call it a holy basil. So that chewing those tulsi leaves first thing in the morning, or curry leaves first thing in the morning, it gives you vitality and refreshment to your to kind of feeling awaken in your organs.
Yeah, that's really
so even another one thing which is my favorite spices or a spice is a black pepper. Because black pepper is when it combines with the turmeric, And very important, another spice is what I was going to come towards that. So turmeric and black pepper, the concoction of a certain way of mixing it, turmeric with the black pepper, it can be as beneficial as it can become an anti-cancer as well. Yeah. So in general life, it is improving the immune system. It is giving the vitality. It is giving the anti-inflammatory effect to the body, and it's a hand in hand balancing everything.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you brought out the turmeric and black pepper thing, because it's meant to be like the thing to prevent cancer in your life.
Yes.
But that also takes me to these trends that now people are following blindly, like having turmeric pills, garlic pills, having raw turmeric shots, and taking ashwagandha without prescription, nothing doing. And I just see it, and I've talked about it in the other episodes also, and I'm like, you don't know the exact properties of each of these ingredients and how they're going to affect you.
Whether it is giving us some good towards your prakriti, meaning your constitution, or whether it is sometimes making difficult to your organs, because your internal organs prakriti, meaning the involuntary activities constitution, is not supporting to that spice or not supporting to that herbs, as an example.
Yeah.
So again, the another word we can always use it, balance. Even the good thing, too much or not required, then don't use it.
Yes.
Yeah? Anything too much or unnecessarily been used, it's of no benefit to any organs, to anything. So always a good thing is to get the understanding, like if I will say, if you wanted to promote like how people can start to Ayurveda as an example from nowhere, then understand what is Ayurveda, as how we discuss a bit brief idea about it. Then to get an idea about your own constitution, meaning your doshas and your prakritis, and then have a more detailed idea about what you can do in a modern life, step by step. Your dincharya, meaning your day routine, and then the riticharya, as we discussed already, it is based on the weather outside and the atmosphere around you. If you are in a hot weather, as an example, and then you are listening this podcast, but then maybe some different things is more beneficial for you compared to someone is listening this and they are around the cold weather, as an example, or a rainy weather in that example. Yeah, so they honor accordingly, and that is more better than the internal Panch Mahabhuta and outside of a Panch Mahabhuta in the planet can have a more harmony. So there is no fight to create balance.
Yeah, definitely. So this trend of having ashwagandha on a daily basis just because it's a stress reliever, can you talk about that a little bit? Like, why is it not good for someone to have
a certain herbs, as an example,
like just without understanding what their constitution is, what is out of balance, they're just taking because it's really good for stress.
They have been hearing that from maybe
it's just a trend on social media that ashwagandha is a great herb, and no doubt it's a great herb.
It's a great herb, but it has its own consequences as well. There's like as an example, as simple as fenugreek seeds. Yeah, very good to take it, but if you take it more than a certain amount, it can create the bloating, and then you'll say, oh, I have taken this as like a so nice herbs, and I've been hearing from some like reels and some information out there. So that's the basic yoga, basic Ayurveda. You have to understand, you are different, you are unique.
Yeah.
So the herbs also can be different to you than the generalized information out there.
Definitely. Also, the other thing I learned in Ayurveda is how different herbs are absorbed, or their properties are activated differently.
That's correct.
For turmeric, people are like eating raw turmeric because it's anti-inflammatory. But the whole process of activating the turmeric is because
the curcumin in the turmeric is very different. So for certain people, example, having the pitta aggravated and they are suffering with say skin disorder or as simple as rashes, not even a disorder as an example, like. But then to the same client, we then have to suggest as an example to have the turmeric with organic ghee. Yeah, so maybe roast the turmeric in a ghee, and then that is more beneficial to them
because it activates the
because it
curcumin
is activated in their particular constitution support. Yeah, so say example in other type of a constitution, maybe then we suggest something else then in their constitution to receive that herb in a positive way, so we can then have the other way around to do it according to everybody's doshas and their prakrutis in Ayurveda.
Yeah.
So it's the main thing, don't follow the blind trend.
Exactly. Yeah, you heard that, guys, from another guest. Do not follow trends blindly without actually understanding
You as
what's
a unique
going on.
constitution and then
Yeah.
honor that.
Yeah, definitely. Moving on to yoga, because I know you do Hatha yoga, Ashtanga yoga. You also teach aerial yoga.
That's correct.
Yeah. And Pilates and mobility and movement. How does that integrate with Ayurveda?
So as I said earlier, Ayurveda and any kind of a yoga. Yoga stands for what? A unity, union. Union of what? Union of mind, body, and soul. So again, it's the harmony and the balance. Ayurveda also has a certain advice on how you can implement the Ayurveda. One is resting well, meaning sleeping well and resting well, and the another element in Ayurveda is food and nutrition, what we just discussed a brief, and then after is a meditation and a movement. So that's when the yoga comes in the picture. So that's why it's a sister science, and also having the same fundamentals. Yeah, it's the union creating between the mind, body, and soul. Ayurveda also, it's all about harmony and balance. Yoga is all about harmony and balance with the movement, with the pranayamas, meaning the breath work, the
Yes.
breath movement. With the exercise, meaning how we do sun salutation, position, pose, different thing, and to do a meditation. Yeah. So all those aspects is also supporting the concept of Ayurveda, and Ayurvedic concepts is supporting the aspects of yoga. So they go hand in hand.
Yeah, it's really
It's like a both is simultaneously parallel.
yeah, definitely.
Parallel.
And what about sound therapy? I mean, look, I'm going to tell you guys before she starts that her sound therapy is the best. I've
Thank
gone
you.
to so many, I've been to a lot of sound therapists in Nairobi as well. And I keep coming back to you
Thank you.
because it has like a different, I don't know what is different. I can't really like put a point on it.
So here, my sound therapy education or ability has taken my education of Ayurveda and naturopathy, which is the inside of the body, which I do understand doing the course in a university and becoming the practitioner. So then I have an idea about the inside out of the body, meaning how the involuntary activities work, palpitation, where I don't volunteer for that.
Yeah.
Digestion, circulation, and a distribution of your energy in a different dhatus in your body. So understanding all this and implementing with the learning of the sound therapy, then I try and create a harmony between all the different chakras of the one body,
Okay.
which is all the different chakras, which has the also element of the internal harmony. So then I implement all this information of mine, which I have a idea about what is all about the internal body, and the system works for involuntary activities.
Yeah, so because you have the skill of assessing a person's body inside out, you're able to also craft the therapy accordingly, right?
Yes, because when there is a new client and then they comes first time, and then we spend at least 10 to 15 minutes to get an idea about how that person and the personality, what sort of physical activities they go through day to day, what sort of mental challenges they go to through the day or their daily routine, what sort of a tension, task they go through with that, whether it's a homemaker, whether it's a professional working personality, doesn't matter, but everybody is super active mentally, physically, and everybody's activity is different, so the body is taking it different toll and a different exhaustion.
Yeah.
So then we go according to that to treat and to create the harmony with their mental balance, their mental health, their physical relaxation, and this sound, the cosmic sound, what we call it, a universal sound. The body react to the universal sound. That's the reason sound therapy is the special therapy for people to harmonize as in a general life, for stress, for overexertion to the body, for and as higher as the treating the depression, dementia, Alzheimer patients, and day to day how you take a bath daily to have the clean body for outside, and this is a sound bath for your organs to have the regeneration and the clean effect, or the simple bliss effect to the organs.
And that refreshed feeling, like after a bath, of balance in your entire body as well.
To go in that zone of aspects which is required to a day-to-day life, where it is the body is in the stage of refreshing, regenerating. But when you are awake, when you are thinking 5,000 things in your mind, it doesn't happen. So this is a stage where the body goes to regenerate, and refresh the organs, the involuntary activities.
Yeah, and again, it's about bringing it into balance.
Again, it's bringing the harmony. Yeah.
So it all roots from the
our
Ayurvedic
outer body
principles.
and our inside body has to have the more balance and harmony, because we are not different. The soul within us, it's not different than us as a personality.
Yeah.
But when it goes east and west, it becomes too difficult or stressful.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I feel like this day and age is really stressful. As much as we try not to be stressed.
Competition is so much. And then when people take it, and of course in modern life, do everything.
Yeah.
But also try and do some little time, at least as simple as 30-40 minutes, if not more possible. Everybody's lifestyle is different. The demand from the life is different. Their activities is different. Their involvement is different. So as simple as 30 to 40 minutes to have the simple stretches, a simple movement, and a breath work for a 10 to 15 minutes.
Can bring you back.
From your all exhausted, super busy modern life.
Yeah, that's a great tip. Thank you for sharing. My last question would be, where can people access your services? I know that you're in Mombasa, but do you also go to Nairobi? Or provide services in Nairobi?
At the moment, nothing as a set thing, but I have been on and off. So yes, definitely as like a workshop or as like a retreat or it's like some particular wellness programs. It's been happening on and off. Okay. So yes, that is possible to do it in different cities.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Before we end, I always do this rapid fire round.
Wow, and then I can expect to get a hamper.
Yes, just like Karan Johar.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone said that. So I'm just going to ask you like quick questions that you can answer or give like little tips about that the audience can get to know you and Ayurveda a little better.
Sure, I'll try.
What's your favorite guilty pleasure and how do you balance it with Ayurvedic principles?
Sometimes to eat certain things. Yeah. Maybe some ingredients which I generally don't tend to eat. Yeah. So yeah, certain food, I can say that. And self-discipline.
Okay. What's the most unusual ingredient you have tried in an Ayurvedic recipe?
I love apple mint chutney. And that's one of the nice thing, and it creates the nice salivas and the sad rasas in the tongue. So I love it. But yeah, I felt it's unusual.
Yeah, it is unusual. I remember you telling me about it, and I was like, apple as my chutney?
Yeah.
But it tasted
tastes nice
really
as well,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, it did. If you could travel with one Ayurvedic spice, which one would it be and why?
My favorite, maybe turmeric and black pepper, or which is supporting my constitution is the cumin seeds.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I always travel with like tulsi.
That's the best thing as
Yeah,
well.
like for digestion, for me, like it just works wonders. What's one Ayurvedic practice that everyone should try?
I can say that to waking up early.
Before
A simple
the
thing, and it's a nice promise to your own self rather than promising to myself.
Yeah.
But of course, in Ayurveda, it is anyone yoga as well. It is suggested to wake up during the Brahma Muhurta,
Yes.
which is the 1 hour or a 1 hour and 1.5 hour before the sunrise. But if it is not possible all 100%, then at least you can promise yourself to wake up early.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I know that even in our religion, it's said to wake up early and pray because our morning prayers are before the sunrise.
So the atmosphere
This is like really
around
common.
us is very divine at that time, and in every religion.
Yeah.
As I said, due respect to all the respective religion.
Yeah.
And if you now relate a little thing with the religion and little thing with the Ayurveda, what we discussed today, or even a basic principle of Ayurveda and yoga, it relates hand in hand.
Definitely. What's the biggest misconception people have about Ayurveda?
It's the following the trend, as we have already, because as we said, we are unique, and we are everybody is a different personality, different prakriti. So listen to your body and go accordingly. Something which is good for you, as an example, might not be good for me.
Definitely.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that ingredients it's not good, but it doesn't support my prakriti. So then I can have some other unique ingredients for myself.
Yeah, and I also feel like the other misconception is like Ayurveda is an Indian thing. Only.
So Ayurveda or even a yoga, I can take advantage of your platform to reach to more people, has no religion. It has a one religion, which is the humanities.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's for everybody.
Yeah, love that. If you could invite any historical figure to your next sound bath, who would it be?
My next sound bath. I can say maybe Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
That's cool.
I admire him, and I have seen him doing yoga and also like following the Ayurvedic routine. But I have not seen him doing sound therapy. So for sure, I wanted to offer him.
That's cool. What's the most effective way for beginners to incorporate Ayurveda into their daily lives?
So they can go to the basic Ayurvedic dincharya, its routine, as we discussed, like maybe waking up early, or as simple as that, doing a pranayamas or a breath work morning and evening before you go to sleep. And even again, if we go to our respective religion also, we do have the advice to do a prayers in the morning and at the night as well.
Definitely.
So back to basic. I guess basic is the advice.
Yeah, that's great.
No need to be fancy for implementing Ayurveda or yoga.
Yeah, it's simple, right?
Yeah, it's as simple as that.
Can you share a simple go-to remedy for stress and anxiety?
Pranayamas, chanting, your own prayers. Any religion, whatever you are following, you chant a prayers or you say prayers, and you feel so divine. Because doing pranayama, which is breath work, and I always tell people, you can when in every religion there is a fasting is recommending in our religion as well, in all the different kind of religion. So we can stay a couple of hours or few hours without the food. Dry fasting is also possible. We can stay a couple of hours without the water as well, because it's an important element, but we can stay. But we cannot stay more than a few seconds without the air, without the breath. Yeah. So the breath work is the ultimate divine option for anyone to start yoga or start Ayurvedic lifestyle. Waking up early, do a 10 minutes of pranayamas, breath work, anulom vilom. It's the best thing. Alternate nostril, breathe in, breathe out. And it's the best ultimate thing. Anybody can do it.
Great. So do you prefer water or chai in the morning?
Water anytime.
Heavy breakfast or heavy dinner?
Heavy lunch. That's the Ayurveda. Because at that time it's a Pitta time, and then your body is ready to burn more efficiently. So heavy lunch.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunrise. More energy and a divine refreshment.
Running or yoga?
Anytime yoga.
Okay, what's the one last piece of advice that you can leave our audience with?
Implement Ayurveda or implementing yoga or any healthy well-being life. It's not difficult. You can start from your home and a simple ingredients from the home, as we discuss in our conversation today: cumin seeds, coriander seeds, turmeric, black pepper, and as simple as like curry leaves or a tulsi, basil, things which is there in our garden, which is there in our spice box in kitchen, and implement, start having it, the thoughts about how you can have the self-discipline. It's the one thing.
Thank you. I'm so grateful for you to have been here and shared
Thank you so much.
all these little nuggets of wisdom in relation to Ayurveda. And as a token of appreciation, we have a little present for you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank
So
you
that's
for
my
being
hamper.
here. Yes, that's your hamper. Thanks for being here and thanks for contributing.
Thank you so
to my
much. And the
podcast.
main aim to do this is to reach to more people.
Yes, indeed. And create more awareness so everyone can get on to their wellness journey.
That's true.
Thank
Hope
you.
for that. Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching this episode of Wellness Deconstructed. Remember what she said. The first step to understanding balance is to understand your body constitution. And we have a test right here for you where we're going to link it under, that you can go on, take this test on your own and figure out what your body constitution is and where you're off balance. Thank you to our gift sponsors, Oyana, Green Thing Kenya, and Jars of Goodness for contributing to our podcast.